So I love this movie. I love this movie. I love Charlie Kaufman, and I love this movie, Anomalisa, of course. I love Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I watch it all the time. I love adaptation. Watched it all the time, many, many times. I love being John Malkovich, of course. And when I see that Charlie Kaufman has the latest movie in 2015, he released this movie, Anomalisa. It's incredible. It's incredible. I studied it. I watched it frame by frame because Charlie Kaufman is a very, very truthful person, truthful artist. So I want to be an artist like that, really true to himself, true to what he wants to say, work hard on his craft, and he beat the system, really. I mean, he knows he's an artist who knows how to use the system to get what he wants, to put his art out, because filmmaking is not an easy art to master, and Charlie Kaufman mastered it. So I studied his movie frame by frame, line by line. I'm analyzing and trying to glean information for my own spiritual life. I'm sitting here in front of the sign that says "Keep Going." This is Otis Funkmeyer, his motto: "Keep going, keep doing what you're doing, keep working, keep doing things." So I just want to say props to Otis Funkmeyer message of keep going to me, always encouraging me to make videos. And thank you very much. On with talking about Anomalisa. The first thing is it's puppetry. And how fun is that? Oh my god! Have you seen the production still, where it's like on the tabletop? It's like the scene, say the scene in the bar, and they're all sitting there, and then there are all these big people, giant people of the crew, and Charlie Kaufman, Duke Johnson, the director, his co-director, and everybody's just standing around with a cup of tea or talking about what to do and like manipulating the dolls. I mean, how fun is that? What a day. Wouldn't you want to go to work and have a day like that? You're just playing with dolls, and like your ideas, your most incredible idea in your head is being executed as an amazing art. I mean, now that's success. That's incredible. That's incredible. I think well, whether the movie is a hit or not, that is a minor success. A real success is, as an artist, is to be able to express your innermost truthful, most truthful idea in such a good way, expert way. So the fact that Charlie Kaufman has proved himself in his other movies to be so successful that he could actually get any amount of money from Hollywood, any star, anyone. I'm sure not anyone. I'm sure Charlie Kaufman is saying, "Whoa, yeah, it's just you sitting over there in mid city fantasizing about my life. I can't get anything done. I have to use a Kickstarter campaign to fund this movie." He might be saying that, but I am saying, seeing that he has the freedom, artistic freedom, to make an puppetry animation, that means he can just about do anything. His art can be about anything, can do anything. Yet the movie is extremely restrained. It is so real. Puppetry, animation, you can do anything. You can suddenly have like a dream, right? You can just it could just be a dream. Like you could have him do anything. Anything could happen. Flying saucer, monster, bridging time and space, just like Dream, he can do anything. But he Charlie Kaufman chose not to do that. He chose to depict life in such a realistic, slow, and boring way. I mean, it was like, whoa. I'm watching like, what is this? What's happening? He's talking to the taxi driver, and it was like a boring conversation. He goes into the room. It's a boring day. He goes to order some dinner, and like he goes to Cincinnati for one night because he wants to pick up on this relationship that he screwed up, a woman that he picked up just like he picked up Lisa later. To it's like this man is looking for a way out of his life, and his life is boring, and then juxtaposing the fact that Charlie Kaufman could do anything, could choose to do anything in his movie, and he depict real life in an incredibly real and boring way. I mean, that's craft. I see skill involved in making this film. I see that this is a very mature artist. So I like that fact a lot, that he can choose to, I'm not saying budget or anything, but he can, in a movie in which you as the filmmaker making animation, you can do anything, and he chose to do nothing but the most boring part of real life. That's like, that's that's refinement to me. That's like, you can do anything, but you choose to be so restrained and so real, and to depict real life in such a real, true way. Um, that's that's amazing. That's amazing craftsmanship. That's craftsmanship, and I love craftsmanship. I love things that are actually require incredible skill to make. Um, the main character, uh, Stone, is based on a convicted murderer. When Charlie Kaufman wrote the play, the convicted, it was set in about a month before this, where the character is based on the convicted murder. The murderer has not done his murder yet. He would do his murder because supposedly this movie happens on September 16th, 2005. And the convicted murderer did his murder in October, I think October 25th, 2005. So it's a month before Stone, where the character is based on, the real life person, is so bored. He feels so trapped. His life is so boring. He has no idea what to do. I mean, all he wants is like just to be in love and have sex, and just a real good, just a life. But he found that everyone is just a reflection of him, and he couldn't get out. And that's the mental state that supposedly, I think, maybe this convicted murderer um, mental state is the month before he killed 3 people. Like, he killed 2 people and then he killed one other person. Like, and then during this convicted murderer's trial, he said, when they asked him what, it was only a 8-minute deliberation, and then he was sentenced to the execution. And when the judge asked him, "Will you have anything to say? Do you want to die?" He said, "I suppose so. I want to die because I've been trying to kill myself since I was 8 or 9 years old. I just don't know what to do. I suppose I want to kill myself." So the character of Anomalisa is Stone is based on a guy who sees no way out of life, and kill 3 people the next month. And then 2015, when Charlie Kaufman make decided to make the movie, on January 11th, this convicted murderer was executed by lethal injection. So many years later, in real life, this person died, was killed. And and I guess the message for me is that, well, a boring life that you see no way out, that everyone is exactly like you, you're repeating the same thing. This character Stone has a certain success in his career as a public, as a marketing speaker, whatever. He's a speaker. Um, and although everyone around him is really nice to him, really like him, he just has a problem. So the man is in a spiritual crisis. This is a movie about a man in spiritual crisis based on a person who has not done the killing but is in a spiritual crisis, but decided that he doesn't know any way out and kill people, and that was the real life person. And then in the movie, I guess this character Stone could go out and kill his whole family, and then 10 years later would be stay in jail, and then 10 years later get killed by the state, by us, because this is not a person whose life is not worthy of living. So these are behind the scenes stories that are really profound, that affects me looking at the movie. This bit of information is very important to understand the movie. So the filmmaker, Charlie Kaufman, is saying behind the scene that, well, everyone is the same. I'm in a spiritual crisis. This character's in a spiritual crisis. What to do? Well, then the movie moved on about what to do, right? He he the character goes to Cincinnati. Why does he go to Cincinnati for one night? His because he wants to meet the one. He had a one night stand 11 years ago with a woman, Bella, that he thinks if he could just pick up from her, that was a night that he was not bored. He was alive. He did not he was able to get out of his spiritual crisis because he met someone who was willing to have sex with him, who actually likes him. So he tried to go and look for this woman again, and then this woman, when she comes, she's him. She's also him. So that's not the answer. So he goes to he leaves that, and then who does he meet? He actually meets someone who's the only person who's not him. And how is that shown? That was shown by the fact that all the voiceover were done by one person, Tom Noonan, except the two main characters, Stone and Lisa. They were voiced by two different people. So there's actually only 3 people in this movie, 3 actors in this movie, or the puppets that is acting, that are voiceover for the puppets. So that means in the story, we're saying that everyone is the same except for this one woman. And I totally believe in that. I think everyone in my reality is a real reflection of me, a positive reflection of me, except one person. And that person is my diametrically opposing twin, my partner, my husband, my lover. In my case, is the guy who has this sign up, Otis Funkmeyer. He's keep going, is his motto. He's the only other guy that is completely different from me because he's diametrically opposing from me. So, okay, so that bit of information is something that I believe myself. And now I find it in Charlie Kaufman's movie, and I'm like, oh, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Okay, so I also think everyone around me is kind of a reflection, a positive reflection of me. They all like me, except one guy. He's a completely different guy. And he's my lover, he's my partner. And I tried really hard to get rid of him, but I can't. Somehow it always comes back to my life. Finally, I decided I have to figure this out. So I myself was in the same spiritual crisis as this character in this movie. Like, what is going on? What should I do with this one person who's completely different from me? So in the movie, what happens? Stone meets Lisa, the anomaly, right? This is anomaly, the different from him, and it's her name is Lisa. So Anomalisa, it's a play on word in Japanese. I don't know. I find that detail not very important to me. Um, so he meets her. She's an amazing, very soft, very kind woman. She's there's many things wrong about her. She's really like that, a woman like that, but very willing to be with him. And it's like, oh okay, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Um, so they have sex, and he has a dream that the whole world is against him, staying with Lisa. And then he goes and get Lisa. He said, come on, Lisa, let's run away in life. Let's start my life new. Let's just go away from everything that I know and just be in a new world. And that is the way out, I think. If everything is around you, it's like the total reflection of what. I mean, it's like the same thing over and over and over again. He's an inspirational speaker. He gives inspirational speech that he is so sick and tired of saying it that he's just like falling apart in the seams. Well, how do you change that? By throwing everything away and jump off the cliff. I did that with my Otis Funkmeyer. I jumped off the cliff with him. I'm like, for 10 years, I went away from my life. And I'm just coming back right now to my life, picking up the pieces again and keeping the good and the bad. That's me. But in the movie, Stone, what does he do? Lisa's willing to start a brand new life with him, but is he able to do that? No, he's not. Like the breakfast that they have together. Oh man, I'm so low tech. I want to play you this scene in the breakfast at the breakfast. You know what he does? He I'm so sorry. I'm so low tech. I'm so in breakfast. Look at what does he do in breakfast?
Responsible for breaking up a marriage. Do we need to decide now?
It's been years since I've felt anything like this. It's like a floodgate is open. I can't close it. I don't want
So
to. I love
he's
you.
like, yeah, I want to go. I want to go.
Okay.
She said, okay,
I don't know.
I'll go with you.
So big and. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
That's his new life, right there, right? That's his new life. Look at what he's doing with his new life.
No, maybe I should go and see her, right?
Yeah, that sounds right. I think it's such an important.
Could you not? You're clicking your fork against your teeth. Could you not do that?
He is
sorry.
training
You've told
her
me that before. I know,
to
it's a
be
stupid,
just like
habit.
everyone. He's taming her.
Just that I think it's more respectful.
Look at how good this movie is. This is so real.
But it is. It's about him too.
Oh. Well, don't tell him that. He's just a little boy.
Yeah. You're right. You're being a little controlling, don't you
Now
think?
he's again controlling her,
No, that's okay.
trying to
I'm glad.
make her.
Please don't talk with food hanging out of your mouth.
Oh, sorry. I'm a pig.
No,
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So will you live in Los Angeles or do you need to stay in Ohio?
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Look at this. She is so good. She's so willing to be with him. This is such
I
good
can move to Los
acting.
Angeles. I could do that.
Good.
We should go to the zoo today after your speech. I hear.
So that's a pivotal scene because the decision was made by him that he doesn't actually want someone completely diametrically opposing from him. The only other person that is not like him, if he actually accepts her, he would just accept her as she is instead of attempting to change her. So the world that he has created is based on his own belief system, and he's trapped in his world, and he's in a spiritual crisis. And what does he do? When he meets someone, there's a possibility to take him out of this world, take him out of this world that is just exactly the same, that he's not happy about. And what does he do? He makes the lady to become just like his wife, just like his world. So right there is where he made the mistake of not going into the new life. So you can't do that. You have to jump off the cliff. You have to find new ways. You have to accept this other person who is not like you at all. And how to accept a person who is not like you at all? God, there's so much to that because I'm dealing with it right now. How to not change my diametrically opposing twin partner, twin flame lover, and yet love him, not hate him, not try to change him so he's my ideal lover, but just accept him the way he is. And how do I do that? How do I live with someone I love, but it's like it's morning now. I'm making my videos, and Otis is a night person, and he's asleep. So we are like totally different. How even that? How do I deal with the fact that he's up all night and I'm up all day? And we're lovers, and I do love him, and I don't want to change. I don't want to change Animal Otis, the anomaly Otis in my reality into just another puppet of my life. I'm not saying other people are a puppet of my life because it is not. It is not. That's just something that is wrong in this guy's head, in this character's head, and it was also in my head, and it's probably in your head. So it's this is a really big thing. This is like a really interesting question, isn't it? And this movie posed this question, and this Charlie Kaufman posed this question. And I think that is great. That is great. It really makes me think, and I find correlation in my own life in such a profound way. So I do have many things to say about how to not change the only anomaly person in your life and love this person. And in fact, I think in today's society, we're just facing this right now. The liberals and the conservatives, they need to learn how to love each other, not to change each other into the same person. One world is actually not a real world. The real world has anomalies in it, and you have to live with that anomaly in your perfect world that everything is good. There has to be one bad thing, and that's just how life is. Everything that is exactly your way is not good. The world has diametrically opposing forces, and you have to somehow learn to balance yourself, to live in this knife edge of of no, I don't like this, but I love this. I don't like what I see, but I love it. Oh, how? So that's life. That's keep going, live your life, continue to find that knife edge, find that balance, make your life love the diametrically opposing person. I think that's what I got from seeing the movie, and I think I really like this movie. Thumbs up, love it. See you next time. Like, oh yeah, yeah. Comments. Actually, what I want to hear is your comments. Love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Bye.